I'm Peter Haddock, and welcome to another edition of my Think Tank podcast series. This is where I talk about how to get the best value out of the tank, whether that's red diesel, white diesel, HVO, electric, or even hydrogen. And this episode is supported by my friends at Leica Geosystems, the 3D and surveying specialist. If you want to get a connected worksite and all the advantages that come with it, please go to leica-geosystems.co.uk. And this is a very special episode because I've gone over the water today to Canada to get a very special guest on, and that is Eric Desaulniers. And I hope I've pronounced that correct, and Eric will make sure I do that as he comes onto the podcast. But he's President and CEO of Nouveau Monde Graphite, folks. Eric, hello, welcome. It's morning where you are, afternoon where I am, and this is so exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Peter. Very glad to see how well you pronounce French and how excited you are to interview me. Thank you very much for having me.
No, it's not a problem at all. When I got on the 22nd of June, folks, something pinged into my inbox and I had to literally sit back down in the chair. It was an email that says, you guys are going for a zero emissions mining project with Caterpillar. Now, that is not only significant from a mining and extractive industries point of view, that's significant from a global electrification point of view. And I talk about electrification, alternative fuels, HVO, hydrogen. But boy, oh boy, was I excited when I got that email, and even more excited when you said, yes, Peter, we want to talk about it. First of all, Eric, introduce yourself to the audience and introduce the business, because probably in the UK and Europe, people wouldn't necessarily have heard of your business, but it's significant, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, thanks for letting me the chance to explain a little bit what we do. So at Nouveau Monde Graphite, we're developing what will be the largest, and it is the most advanced graphite operation in the Western world. And why graphite? Graphite is the largest component of a lithium-ion battery. So it's all the anode is made in graphite, and 100% of that product today comes from China. So it's quite a concern for all the large automaker and car maker here in the Western world. So we needed to provide the right alternative to the Chinese product. So what we do at Nouveau Monde, we have two projects. One is a mine and a concentrator. As you mentioned, all electric, zero emission. We want to produce carbon neutral anode material. And the second project is the transformation, to transform the flake graphite into battery material in a large industrial complex between Montreal and Quebec City. So that's what we do, actually. And by the end of 2023, we'll be in full-scale production. So our project is fully authorized now. And we have decided early in the project in 2017, geez, we need to do this project all electric using green and affordable hydroelectricity we have here in Quebec. So it makes a lot of sense for us to do that. So you can imagine the last 3-4 years of convincing the large players in this market, please come and make an all-electric fleet. That's the future. So I was as much excited, even probably a bit more, when Caterpillar reached out to say, yeah, we want to partner with you and deploy our first all-electric mining fleet with you guys in Quebec.
And it is such an important part. You know, one of the key things there is you're looking at a renewable energy source that you've already got. That hydropower is a turn-on renewable energy source because, you know, you can do that demand, it can look at the peaks and things like that. And obviously, you can look at storing that energy because you're going to need it at different times in the mining process. And you're probably going to be going 24/7 anyway. But, you know, fundamentals of renewable energy and the fundamentals of a lower carbon or zero emissions at point of use is actually, where does the energy initially come from? So you can say, well, with zero energy emissions at the point of use, but we charge everything up with a diesel generator, and that produces the electricity, and then we put it in, and then we send the stuff on site. This is the significant part, isn't it? That was the first part of the puzzle. And tell me, when you got to that part of the puzzle, you know, how did you see that then was possible? Because you're going to need some megawatts, not just kilowatts of energy, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. So even if you're in Quebec and 99% of our energy outside of mobile is hydroelectricity, if you're in the middle of Quebec and no grid, you will be on genset. So us, it's different. We are 2 hours north of Montreal. We are connected directly on the grid. We are moving 7 million ton, give or take, of material per year. So it's not that big compared to large iron ore or gold mine we have here. So it's the perfect setup. And actually, we have 8 hours break time overnight to do slow charge. So for us, it was making a lot of sense. On top of it, we are we are mining graphite. Huh? So to make a fully circular business, and it was making a lot of sense to use our product in our mining fleet to mine our graphite. So that's exactly in 2017, we thought if the largest graphite mine is getting financed, it's getting justified in the market. 100,000 ton per annum is very large in the graphite world. So if this will be successful, it would mean that everything is going all electric. So for us, it would make, and it would be fueled by a sincere consensus that we need to decarbonize our economy. So in 2017, when we took the decision to go all electric, it was a smart decision because of our advantages. So for us, it's 4 quarter for $1. That's what our CFO is saying in terms of economics. OPEX is obviously cheaper thanks to our hydro and lower maintenance and all the good attributes, but the capex is a little higher because a battery pack costs more than an empty tank, in the truck. So there's a lot of reasons why at Nouveau Monde we decided to design our project. Our mining plan is designed to be all electric, and it's planned this way. So that's, and also there's a lot of little benefit for the local community. We have lower noise, lower footprint in terms of emission, and it's cool. Don't underestimate the fact to attract HR that we're developing a carbon neutral alternative to China. It is cool. We have great talents that are coming to work for us in all sort of technology, and that's we're super happy about how we develop this project.
And I think that is the thing, isn't it? You are appealing to very, very focused people nowadays, young people, bringing them into the industry. We have huge, huge problems in the UK and globally about getting young people to come into the industry, about taking those people, those really clever, intelligent and driven people away from things like the big giants of Facebook, Google, the big manufacturing giants, and into construction and mining. And this is a real lamplight moment to enable that to happen. And I think, I totally agree with you. If you've got that kudos, that cool, that kind of look at these guys, they're the real guys, they really do care. And you've got the future because you've got all the materials that you need for a battery-driven future. And I've got a battery-driven car, folks, so I'm already ticking that box, but that's the most important thing. So when we come down to it, though, Eric, it's not a question of saying, well, in 2017 we thought, let's have a completely zero mining operation with all this equipment that doesn't exist at that particular time, and actually doesn't really exist necessarily in the channel of manufacturers. The fact that you have persuaded, in your terms, Caterpillar, the biggest global manufacturer of equipment, a particular mining expert, to go with you is another moment, isn't it, to cheer. And how did you do that, Eric? Come on. I mean, this is the big players. They've got lots of different things that they're going to do. Caterpillar always want to get things right before they bring it to market. That's why they're not rushing out with electric machines and things like that. How do you do it? And how is that partnership actually going to work?
Yeah, so don't get me wrong. We also want to do things perfectly right. And working with Caterpillar always being the plan A, but it needed time, and it needed also the whole market to shift.